Global UniTalks family welcomes you.
Kids, use less plastic every day in our daily life, or at least reuse it as long as possible.
And community, and allow the scent of change to shiver us awake to the beauty of race, of culture, of gender, and diverse ideologies.
Wow, what it means to be a global citizen. Last year in April, I had a life-changing experience.
I'm contestant number 9. First of all, I'd like to thank all the respected organizers of Global UniTalks for offering this platform to us to think about this wonderful topic, the qualities of a global citizen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Yan Siyue from China. It's my pleasure to share my speech with you. First of all, I would like to begin with a story which is about a global citizen.
Last year, I lived on a farm in the Philippines for 1 week. It was one of the most enriching and fulfilling experiences of my life.
What's this that made them different from the rest? I am contestant 15 and I would like to explain about the qualities of a global citizen.
People expect China to play a more important role. So I want to ask, what role do you want to play? The name of China means
great issue. Another big issue I observed during my trip was water shortage.
Hello and good evening to honorable judges of Global UniTalks. I'm contestant number 23. I hope you enjoy my speech. First of all, I want to talk about a person named Hak Even who impressed my speech.
Since human existence began, the problems that people struggle with are common. Problems are common and solutions are also common.
Hi, my name is Grace Kira and I am a global citizen. Now, I know what you're thinking. Maybe multiple things on my passport, have pictures on my Instagram, and while that may be true, those are not really the qualities of a true global citizen. Now,
do you know that the world wastes a third of all the food it produces? Well, Adam Smith is a well-known global citizen.
Community. In doing so, we can break down the barriers that preclude knowledge, understanding, and the celebration of the profoundly diverse human race.
The world at a bigger perspective. They identify gaps within the society and take an active role in the society to ensure it is sustainable.
Talk about globalization without talking about globalization. Globalization of individuals can be explained with empathy for others, also with taking actions for issues concerning others.
He's having the most remarkable impact. Why? At the age of 14, Evans took part in the World Vision's trip to the Philippines, which gave him a strong desire to eradicate the poverty.
Hello everyone, I'm number 33 contestant. Nice to be here. To begin with, I'd like to ask a question to you.
Hello, I'm contestant number 41 and thank you for giving me the opportunity to state my speech today.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, my name is Xu Yuetong, and you can call me English name Crystal.
Now, I call upon Mr. Alex, the President of UniTalks for European Union countries, a student of Tsinghua University, currently in exchange program in Netherlands at TU Delft. He was a proud winner of this event last year in 2019. He will be giving welcome speech on behalf of all the Global UniTalks family worldwide.
Respected guest of honor, honorable international jury, participants, audience members, ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you and welcome to this prestigious event. My name is Alex Trivedi, and last year's finalist for this competition. First off, I would like to take this moment to thank Professor Wallace and the team at UniTalks for having me this year. on a virtual event. It is truly an honor and privilege to speak about my experience at last year's event. I would like to start out with my experience with last year's event and how appreciative I was of the opportunity to be able to not only meet like-minded people and talented people, but also interact and discuss with them about various topics and causes. I remember fondly of all the participants and friends that I was able to make from the beginning of the event all the way till the end. Last year's event was able to bring talented young individuals from all around the world with various backgrounds and experiences together to discuss two main topics. Let us be true to one another, and the great truth is simple. However, the discussions didn't end there. During the downtime between the planned activities, I was also able to hop in various discussions about various topics such as regional politics in the United States, to global development in Asia and Africa, all the way to scientific breakthroughs and the scientific applications of nanotechnology and nanomaterials. I was truly amazed to be part of a fellowship of these young minds and be able to listen to their different perspectives on various topics and events themes as well. However, the format is also quite tough and unforgiving, with having a prepared and impromptu speech both being memorized. I was fortunate enough to be selected as the finalist for last year's event. With it being the first time for me ever participating in an event of that manner, there were very few resources available for me to fully utilize. That is why I'm extremely happy to see UniTalks helping young talented individuals and the future bright minds of our generation to be able to experience what I did at last year's event and meet and discuss the problems we face as a global society. I would like once again to thank UniTalks team for helping prepare this year's contestants and giving them more resources and aiding everyone on improving and getting familiar with the unique format of the English speaking competition. I hope everyone has been able to take advantage of this year's UniTalk events and utilize the help provided to the contestants from the UniTalks team regarding their speech preparations. Finally, I would like to wish everyone good luck for this year's events, and I'm looking forward to listening to various perspectives on the qualities of being a global citizen and what they are, and what do they specifically mean to us as a society and as a species. I know each and every one of you have already taken a step in the right direction of being a more global individual by joining UniTalks this year. And hopefully throughout the event, you can meet and talk with other like-minded people, which hopefully leads to you being a more well-rounded global citizen. Next, I would like to introduce Professor Wallace. Professor Wallace is a renowned edupreneur and academician and has many achievements in the academic field. Currently, he is the vice president of the leading university in Asia and has been a foreign expert in China since 2003 onwards. He is also the Director General of Silk Road Associations, a nonprofit, non-political international civil society organization, and the president of Global Silk Road University Consortium, responsible for the internalization and global advancement of the Silk Road universities. Professor Wallace is a visiting professor in many top universities around the world and has several research papers and academic articles in the field of management on his credit. Now, please welcome the architect and founder of UniTalks, Professor Wallace.
Thank you. Thank you, Alex. Nice to be here. It's very actually for all of us. This is the first online virtual event which is happening after 2005 when UniTalks was established. Dear honorable juries, guests of honor, students across many continents, welcome. I'm very glad that you all made it here with the overwhelming response and support. And this could not be possible for all of us today if we were not in a new normal life. Under the shadow of global pandemic, this Global UniTalks online platform was born. And in a period of months, we are busy here to take this first event online. Today is my mother's birthday, whom I lost 2 weeks ago. And this event is tribute to her, as what I am today is only because of her. I remember when I was young, my mother taught me how to speak. She always mentioned to me before that if you are a good human being, you have to do something for the society, you have to do something for this world. And there, this global citizen came up. So before we become a global citizen, we need to be a good human being, which is one of the most difficult part. But if you achieve to be a good human being, I'm sure we can be a very good global citizen. We also have responsibilities. We also have some obligations. Today, you can see the top international jury who are with us, who are the heart of this event. They are also an academic people who want to do something for the young students like me. So we all join as a like-minded people, selflessly trying to support the students of the Silk Road who are not having a lot of privileges like any other big cities or countries where the students have multiple options to come up in life in terms of training, in terms of guidance, in terms of exposure. Unfortunately, a lot part of Silk Road is not so developed. Today, in this contestants, you will find a mix. It's non-traditional. We have students coming from remote areas to the cities, and we have chosen them, not they are all the best, but because we believe that they will be the best. We want to give equality to all the students on the Silk Road, right to learn, improve their lives, and become a global citizen in the future, so that their families, their cities, their towns are proud of them. I'm also very grateful to the guest of honor who took time to come to join our event, and our international juries who come from various parts of the world. In spite of time differences, they never even mentioned how could we manage this 4 hours competition. I think they were so enthusiastic, full of passion. I'm very, very grateful to them, selflessly trying to help the students. They are here to encourage them, to guide them, and to bring them to a level where they could be a proud global citizen. I will briefly introduce my juries who are here for this event. Miss Amelia, she has been over 10 years of experience in English teaching and judging students for this kind of context across Southeast Asia. Currently, she's in Australia, in Brisbane, and she has been very kind to come today as international jury to encourage the students, and we would like her to say a few words to us. Miss Amelia, please.
Okay, good evening from Australia. And it is an absolute honor of mine to be included as part of the Global Uni Talks competition this evening. I'd just like to wish all the contestants the best of luck. You guys are going to knock it out of the park, and just speak from your heart. That's all I can say. Just speak from your heart, and don't worry about any of the questions that we'll be asking you. Just answer them as, you know, as the answers come to you. Okay. Also, I'd like to thank Professor Wallace and Professor Diana for asking me to be part of this. And I'm really excited and looking forward to hearing all of your speeches this evening. Okay, so good luck, everybody, and let's get the show on the road later.
Thank you, Amelia. I'm sure it's very late for you, and it's very kind that you joined us. I fully agree. These events are not for winning or losing, but learning and then winning step by step and coming forward. Thank you so much. Now I would like to invite and introduce Mr. Ronan Clark, who also had been over a decade of experience in overseas English teaching. He's a specialist CELTA qualified personnel, academician with 7 years IELTS speaking examination experience in Asia. I would like to invite Mr. Ronan to say a few words to us. Thank you so much.
I just echo what Amelia just said there. Enjoy the experience, and don't worry about anything that we're doing. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Ronan, for your words. Now I would like to introduce our third jury, Dr. Professor Quinn Award. She's one of the very, how to say, a person behind the youth of Africa. When I spoke to her first time, I could feel that she's the person who will drive UniTalks in the entire Africa. And I'm sure she'll be able to do that. She has that kind of vision and passion. She's an assistant professor of applied linguistics at the United States International University in Africa. She's a communication expert, applied linguistic, and editor with various international and local organizations. A lady full of vigor and full of enthusiasm. Please welcome Ms. Quinn.
Thank you so much, Prof. Wallace, for your kind words. Thank you so much, Diana, for the invite. I truly appreciate the opportunity. And to the English contestants this evening, I just wish you the best of luck. Be confident, stay true to yourself, and just go for it. We'll support all the way. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Quinn. Invite very good friend, highly recommended from the student community from Europe and Turkey, Dr. Professor Kagdas Deglu, and post-Woman scholar of political science, specializing in science, security. Currently, he teaches philosophy, humanities at Yorkville University in Toronto in Canada. A research scholar at the University of Florida, United States. Please, Professor Kagdas, you'll be kind to give some of your insight and few words to our students.
Thank you so much. First of all, of course, I agree with what is said before me, and please accept my sympathy for your loss, Professor Wallace. I also lost my mother back in 2015, and she was a teacher, and that's why she always tried to speak up for inequalities, for changing young people's visions, and this was, of course, part of her life and her dreams. And I just inherited such a background and tried to research and also teach on similar topics today. You mentioned I am a political scientist and a philosopher, but global citizenship, especially environmental citizenship at global aspect, is one of my primary concerns as an academic and also as an activist. That's why I am really happy to be here, and I think that this is the right moment. We should celebrate the diversity and also fight against the inequalities all over the world. I am thanking to all of you.
Thank you, Professor Kagdas. So we have some DNA. My mother is also the president of the university before. I'm a son of a teacher. I think I have a same DNA and we have a same DNA. That's why we are together. Thank you so much for joining us and being a part of the Global UniTalk family. Now I wish to, thank you, Professor, to invite Mr. Alex. He's actually a superhero in China. Over 500,000 followers on TikTok on his educational speeches in his education sector. He's one of the very strong pillar in the training of English in China and have got a large experience, studied in UK, I would like to invite him to say a few words to all of us. Thank you, Mr. Alex, for being with us.
Hi, good evening, everyone. It's really an honor to be here with you guys. Please enjoy tonight and good luck to all of you. Thank you for the invitation from Professor Diana. Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Alex. Thank you for joining us. Now, our last jury, she's working as a Save the Children International UNDP, over 10 years of experience in judging various debates and speech competition. When I spoke to her first time, I could feel that she has a very strong emotion and passion to be with the students, to guide them and to bring them as a global citizen on a global platform. Thank you, Ms. Saida. Please join us for a few words.
Hello, Professor Wallace. It's a great honor to be here, and I want to thank you for this opportunity. And I'm very excited to hear all the speeches. Just brace yourself and talk from your heart, whatever you want to speak, share your ideas, and hope to have a great experience. Thank you. Thanks to all.
Thank you so much, Ms. Saida. Now I would like to invite Ms. Chen. She has been one of the strong pillars promoting the English-speaking contest in China, English-speaking competition, One Belt, One Road, which is going to happen very soon in October. And a lot of our participants are going to be joining there. Thank you, Ms. Chen, to be a part of this event as our guest of honor. We really welcome you and would like to share a few words from you to encourage our students. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, or good morning, and good afternoon. I'm Chen Huan from China Daily. It's my great honor to be here today to join you in this event. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, and thanks to my friend Luo Jie for introducing this contest to me and for having me here. Youth are the future. It's very glad to see 30 or more than 30 young talents gathering here today to share your thoughts on the topic, the qualities of a global citizen. It's a great chance for you to communicate with each other and better understand each other's culture. Public speaking is an essential skill in this rapidly developing world. I hope you will enjoy today's competition and wish you all good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chen. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it and thank you for your time. So not taking too much time, I will now like to begin the contest. And I wish all the contestants best of luck and want to say one word. This is not for winning or losing. This is a platform for learning, sharing, and going forward. So now I hereby invite contestant number 1. Please come on the screen and start your speech. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My pleasure to be here with you today. Be a global citizen. Free the earth from plastic. Stop major fires. Save ocean species. Help children in the poor areas. Be a global citizen. The idea of global citizenship got quite popular years, which is awesome. The statistics shows that there are 51% of people from 18 countries who consider themselves more as global citizens than the citizens of their countries. They consider themselves the citizens of the planet Earth. What about other 49% though? Are they from a different planet? Do they live on a different Earth? Let's take us as an example. We are an ordinary person who lives a simple life that includes sleeping, eating, seeing our friends once in a while, going to work, scrolling social media when we're bored, and all of a sudden we see a campaign that screams, "We need to save blue whales." We feel interested. We have a desire to help, but then we feel confused. We feel scared and powerless. That is because we're scared. We're afraid of solving global problems because they sound so big and difficult, which they actually are. But if we start with the smaller things, we can do anything. How would you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Let's jump from elephants back to our whales. Often, the reason of their death is a huge amount of plastic in their guts. So if you and I are going to use less plastic in our daily life, or at least reuse it as long as possible, and then recycle it so it doesn't dump in the ocean, sooner or later, the problem will disappear. And oh my gosh, we didn't have to take global decisions. We didn't have to swim chasing the whales to pull the trash out of their stomach. What we did, we took a smaller step in our small group that affected our big group. And that is the most important quality a global citizen should have. The quality of being able to make the right modifications in a small community for the profit of a bigger community. Because the global citizen is not the person who is changing the world, but the one who is changing himself. Big change is not possible without small ones. You cannot build a house without putting one brick on top of another. You cannot walk a mile without taking one step at a time. So it takes time. And we should spread this idea, because the more people are gathering to take those small steps, the more effective we will be. We live in an age of information and general globalization, so it's easier to share our ideas than it has ever been. And here we have a platform where people from all over the world, regardless of their nationality, gender, skin color, or religion beliefs, have an opportunity to put forward their ideas and communicate with each other to build a brighter future for all of us, to build community of global citizens who care, who are not driven by some kind of prohibitions or rules, but they're driven by the motivation of being a part of the world. And it's you and I who are choosing to drown our world in a plastic and national hate, or in a love and knowledge. Thank you.
Good evening, contestant one. How are you today?
Doing really good, thank you.
Kat. Now I will invite our honorable jury to ask you questions.
Please.
Okay, can you tell me whereabouts are you calling from today?
I'm calling from Kazakhstan.
Very good. Okay, I'm just going to open up with a very easy question, and then my colleague is going to go into something about what you spoke about. Hey, could you tell me what makes you happy?
Mainly spending time with the people who I love and the people who are moved by the same idea that I am. You know, sometimes you meet some people and you don't have any point of touch, you know, and I feel it's really important, and I feel very happy when I have those people, when we have like a touch kind of stuff and we can talk for hours and stuff. That makes me really happy.
Very good. Okay, I'm going to pass you over now to my colleague, Mr. Ronan.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
So you mentioned in your speech that it takes one step at a time. If you were explaining this to someone else, you would use an example, possibly from your own life. So can you give us an example of one step that you've taken?
Sure thing. Actually, this is one thing that my mom hates the most about me. Every time when we're going to the store and we're buying something, I always refuse to take a plastic bag. I know it sounds kind of weird, and for my mom mostly, you know, because she's like, how are you going to carry? We don't have a bag. I'm like, it's fine. So I carry everything in my head kind of stuff. And now in the store nearby my house, they already know. They're like, no plastic bag. I'm like, no, you know. So that is like a really small step, but I feel if I'm not going to use this plastic bag, then it's not going to go to the garbage, and then it's not going to end up somewhere in our environment. So that's what
Okay,
I'm trying
thank you.
to do. Thank you.
Good job.
Okay. We go for the audience polling for the speech. Give me a moment. Okay, I think we can go back for the polling later. We have some technical hitch. So we will call now to contestant number 2.
Hi everyone, I'm contestant number 2. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak at Unitalks English speaking competition today. Last year, I lived on a farm in the Philippines for a week. It was one of the most enriching and fulfilling experiences of my life. The hosts, a mother and her son, were extremely friendly and welcoming. We would eat dinner together every evening. The delicious taste of the homemade local food would blend in with the delight of long, interesting conversations. The host talked to me about their life stories, showed me how to pick a fresh mango from the tree, and how they produce coconut oil. I tasted cacao and pure chocolate. Every second I spent on that farm is unforgettable for me. My time in the Philippines was also very enlightening. I discovered the power of connecting to people from very different backgrounds than mine. And the reason why I was able to meet these people and spend an amazing time with them was an app. Today, it is not very hard to connect with people from different sides of the world. Besides the ease of traveling, our phones are a great way to learn about what is going on in other people's lives and even communicate and share ideas with them. Interestingly, this situation doesn't necessarily eliminate the boundaries between countries and groups. We see that frontiers between us are even illuminated most of the time and distinguished more than ever. Actually, this interconnectedness I'm talking about provides a great opportunity for the human race to join forces, to increase awareness about and tackle numerous global issues. Online platforms and communities have the potential to create momentum to make a positive change globally. They can be the solution to social justice issues, climate change, and extreme poverty. We are so lucky that we can reach out to so many people, share our passions with them, and gather support and help with just one click. Then why can't we turn this interconnectedness into positive global change? The reality is, it is hard to benefit from the world's connectedness if most people don't have the spirit, attitude, and mindset of a global citizen. What do I mean by that? A global citizen is someone who doesn't only travel and learn about the world, but also care about the social issues different people face all around the globe. For this, someone needs to have a strong sense of empathy, understanding, and should identify not only as belonging to a certain nation, but also the human race as a whole. Eagerness to explore other cultures and understand various lifestyles is an initial step to acquire the mindset of a global citizen. For instance, to live a more sustainable life, we have a lot to learn from indigenous communities. They teach us that we should adapt our lives to the reality where we coexist with nature, but not independent of it. The following step would be reflecting on how we can, as individuals, contribute to making the world a better place. For this, we need to be proactive, not only reactive. Most of the global problems are also local problems, so the actions that we take can have a local impact. hopefully as a part of a global movement. However, it is the truth that urgent problems like climate change require continuous international effort and mobilization, just like COVID-19 requires a global response. COVID-19 showed us the feeling of facing a common threat, where the nations are not so much isolated from each other anymore in terms of the emotions we experience. Fear, helplessness, sadness, hope. Global problems are not only intergenerational issues, but also intergenerational ones. So a global citizen is someone who can position themselves and their actions in the greater realm of other beings' presence, not only today, but also in the future. Global citizens feel a sense of responsibility regarding their actions and decisions. Finally, we all need to change our perception of ourselves and our planet. We are all the residents of the planet Earth, and what we do is affecting other beings, including ourselves. It is time we realize that we don't only exist as individuals, but as a part of a community. The feeling of connectedness to my friends in the Philippines is still alive, which is something we all need to feel towards each other. I look forward to going back, visiting them, and having long conversations again. I still have a lot to learn from them. Will you join me in this journey? Thank you.
Wonderful speech, excellent.
Thank you.
Now I invite our honorable jury to have questions for the contestant number 2.
Okay, thank you so much for your speech, contestant number 2. First of all, an easy question. During the pandemic, I wonder what is the easiest part of the pandemic so far for you? How do you handle it?
Yes, so I'm actually a boarding student in Singapore away from my parents, so pandemic has been quite challenging for me. I lived alone because we had the circuit breaker or like lockdown, and I lived alone for 1 month. I was not allowed to talk to anyone. It was like banned legally. So, but I think it is a great thing that the world is so interconnected. I think this was like one of the times where we were able to see the opportunities we can create as humanity when bad things like this happen in terms of supporting each other. But also I was able to take so many like workshops online, which wouldn't be possible if we weren't so interconnected online. For instance, I was taking a writing workshop. I was able to do internships online. I was able to help create an online game to help low-income women. I mean, it's a long story how we do that, but I was just very, very connected to a lot of people from all around the world. And even though it is like a virtual connection, at some point, sometimes I felt that I was even like more connected than the normal life in a different way. Like obviously, talking to people in person is so much different than talking to them on computer, but I think we have a lot to learn from this pandemic globally, and one of the things is that we can only overcome challenges like this, and also global challenges like this, like climate change, if we can really find ways to stay connected and brainstorm solutions together and realize that we are actually all on the same boat.
So much. This is supposed to be an easygoing question, but you elaborated it very well. Thank you.
No worries. Thank
you. Contestant number 2. Thank you so much. That was so articulate, and the passion you have about global issues, social issue leads me to asking you just a very other simple question. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So the question is, what is social responsibility to you? What is social responsibility to you?
Yeah, so when I think about social responsibility, I think there are different stakeholders embedded in this question. So it can be individuals, it can be the corporate world, it can be the governments. And I think one of the biggest challenges we face today when it comes to addressing like global problems like structural racism or global or climate change or extreme poverty, things like that. I think all these stakeholders have different kinds of interests in mind because they have like different goals in life. But sometimes I think when we think about social responsibility, it means that we should be able to sacrifice some things from our life and make compromises to be able to walk towards a common goal we all have as humanity. That's why I talk about in my speech, like the sense of empathy, the sense of understanding. And it is true that we all have goals as individuals, but I think when these goals start to like harm others or like have negative impacts on others' lives, then it is time that we take a step back and think about our actions, not that won't only result in bad consequences today, but also in the future, which is also which I also elaborate on in my speech about the intergenerational issues. Yeah, I hope this answers your question. Thank you.
Yeah, that answers my question, but just a little add-on onto that.
Yeah.
So what has got social responsibility got to do with your good and global citizenry, for instance?
Yeah, I think, yeah, so I think the difference of today's world compared to past is that in the past, the problems that we face were mostly like local because we weren't able to communicate with each other. The way we act as countries or some like maybe some negative impact we have on the world, how we produce, how we help each other. Also some positive things happen, but today actually, because we're so interconnected, we are able to talk to each other, and if you want to have a positive impact as humanity, it is very possible. And
okay, I'm
sorry, I think it is very possible, and social responsibility is basically leveraging all these opportunities we have in today's world to leave a better world for the next generations. Yeah, that would be my answer.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was well answered. Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Quinn. It's very nice. You had a very interesting question. Now we are back. Our technical thing is solved. I'm sorry, we have a large number of audience online today, so the platform is a little heavy. So now we are going to have a poll for the contestant number 1. Now you can see the screen now. So now I call upon the contestant number 3.